Something in the way.
This is actually gonna be a video.
Alright everybody, this is the Rock Roundtable and another great episode. I'm your host, Christopher Buckle, and I would like to encourage everyone watching this to subscribe, as I also do album reviews and other vinyl record and just overall general music related videos in addition to the Rock Roundtable. And also I would encourage you to go watch the previous episodes of Rock Roundtable. I'll have a link to the playlist in the description. Now today we have once again our co-host Ben.
Hello.
And Matthew.
That song really sucks. It's overrated and it sucks.
So yeah, today we're going to be discussing the most overrated songs. So yeah, we're going to be doing songs we think are overrated. These could be by good bands, they could be by bad bands. I do want to try to keep it by people who I think are not just out and out bad generally. But stuff that's overrated. Not all these songs will necessarily be bad, evil, just some of them will maybe hyped up a little too much for what they are, but are still like really good songs. So, Matthew, you want to go first?
I am much obliged to, because I'm gonna get the ground running. The most overrated song of all time, in my opinion, is "Smells Like Teen Spirit" by Nirvana. Now, Nirvana is a really good band. I greatly admire Kurt Cobain. He's a legend. He's a good dude, and it was tragic how he died. But even as someone who had to be convinced to be a Nirvana fan, I'm more, to be honest, a Foo Fighter fan, which the drummer Dave Grohl was in.
I like Foo Fighters, yeah, honestly, better too.
Hot take, Foo Fighters are way better than Nirvana, just saying.
My favorite Nirvana song is Rope by Foo Fighters. That's my favorite Nirvana song.
Yeah, but just saying, "Smells Like Teen Spirit" is a good song, but it's not their best song. It's vastly overrated. It's overdone.
Is better. On a Plane, yeah. I'd say is better as well.
The best Nirvana song is "Something in the Way." Let's just be honest. That's the hill I'm going to die on.
I don't agree with that. I like "Smells Like Teen Spirit" better than "Something in the Way." But I do agree with you that "This Smells Like Teen Spirit's" not their best song.
Come on, it's overplayed. That's all I gotta say.
Matthew here is a big fan of "Something in the Way" and the Robert Pattinson Batman film. You know, when the film came out, Matthew would refer to it as the Kurt Cobain Batman film.
Yes, it is the Kurt Cobain Batman film, and I love it for it. Oh, yeah. And it's the best Nirvana song. But even they're way better songs Nirvana did, like "Come As You Are."
Come As You Are.
Yes, even the song talking about a certain subject matter is way better than "Smells Like Teen Spirit."
Yeah, I think I know which one you're talking about.
Yes, it's just way better. It even sounds like
interesting. Smells like song.
Yes, it sounds like "Smells Like Teen Spirit" in the beginning riff, but it's just way better than "Smells Like Teen Spirit." Even their cover of the famous David Bowie song is way better than "Smells Like Teen Spirit."
It wasn't even written by them.
It wasn't even written by them, and it's still a better Nirvana song than "Smells Like Teen Spirit."
Nirvana is just in general, they're a good band. I'm not a Nirvana hater, but they're all one of the most overrated bands for what they are.
I would agree, and I would still buy their shirt.
I have Nevermind on vinyl, and I do want to get In Utero at some point. I think they're a good band. It's unfortunate they weren't around longer, but I do feel like I have a problem sort of with all grunge was I can only listen to it if I'm in a right mindset, and even then I can only listen to it in decently smallish doses. Nirvana I can go a little bit longer than some of the bands.
Yes.
Like at one point I was trying to listen to I'm trying to remember the name of this band. It was somebody who was actually making these songs were actually good. It was Sugar. It was the band Sugar from the album. I was listening to the album Copper Blue, and I was like, "Hey, some of the songs on here are actually good. I like some of the guitar work and stuff going on." but it's just like it's just a bit too strong of grunge for me to listen to, like, you know, an album, you know, and one just like go generally, especially since I don't actually own it physically. I was just streaming it, so that's always kind of a problem I have with grunge. Personally, it's something you can take, but you have to take it in smallish doses.
Okay, here's
But
what
yeah.
I have to say. I used to agree with what Matthew just said, and I do not anymore. So I have actually been
Why?
chewed out on
Tell
Twitter
me.
for saying that Smells Like Teen Spirit is very overrated. But I decided not to include it on my list here. Now, I do think it is a little bit overrated, to be sure. I mean, if it's something that's anything that's going to be rated that highly, it's going to be a somewhat overrated. But, like, it's actually a very influential song, and I think quite a good song.
It is a good song, but it's
It has
just
a lot of,
overrated.
like, paradoxes and contradictions and, like, abstract pairings in it that I think work well. And, like, I think more importantly, it's just a very influential song. It in some ways helped break out of a lot of kind of dumb music in the late 80s. They're all good albums and songs from the 80s.
I mean, I think we can all agree here that Kurt Cobain is better than Janet Jackson.
Yeah, I'll agree with him.
Yeah.
But that's just the point. But it Smells Like Teen Spirit, well, it's still somewhat overrated, to be sure. I think is good enough of a song to be not considered by me to be overrated.
It's overrated
probably,
based on how high people say it is, but it was a good single.
I mean, it's a very important song. I think it's just sheer importance. Even if it's somewhat, it's probably still overrated just because it kind of is by necessity. It's just sheer importance musically makes it, well, I'm not willing to, like, I don't think it's reasonable to rep into it. Or, it's a very interesting song, a very textured song. It's not like my favorite song or anything. Some of those one-hit wonders I listed last episode, I think, are even better than it. Only a few, though. But it's a very textured song.
Ben, for true dancing in the moonlight and Jorals, no, it's a better song than Smells Like Teen Spirit.
That is not actually a better song.
I agree.
Yeah, no, it is. Dancing in the Moonlight it's a great song.
I like Dancing in the Moonlight. It's a great song to listen to. It's a more fun song. But, like, it is obviously objectively less complicated. Well, actually, that may not be true. Dancing in the Moonlight, I think, has more texture than maybe it's given credit for.
It's a better put
But
together
if I
song.
had been talking... But... Actually, it's less important. It smells like Teen Spirit.
It's less important, but it's damn solid. Like, you know, you could slap it with a baseball bat and it wouldn't even break. It smells like Teen Spirit would at least have some cracks in its windshield. Dancing with Moonlight, no, it had nothing.
I'm kind of somewhat baffled, and I'm not even. I listened to Nirvana, listen to Matthew, probably listen to you, Chris. I'm still somewhat baffled by this. Okay, I'm not surprised it Smells Like Teen Spirit made it to this list. I considered it. I was like, yeah, because it's somewhat overrated, because it's like the most highly rated song. But like, it's a good song. It's better than Something in the Way.
It's better than Something in the Way.
Boo!
Something in the Way is a fine song, but it's like
Something in the Way is kind of bad.
Bum ba bum 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 ba bum. No, but there's like a lot of, I think, poetic capture of kind of frustration, of alienation, and of also of the inability to put that into words, and instead of explicating it, instead expressing it through couplets of words, pairings of words, of pairings of pairs of words, of contradictions. I think it's quite clever. It Smells Like Teen Spirit.
It's got some good guitar playing too, especially in the middle.
Yeah. I think Smells Like Teen Spirit. Everybody's always going to argue about what it means. And
Well, it
yeah,
doesn't
I
mean
don't think it has a fixed meaning in some ways.
It-
I don't think it has a fixed meaning.
I think even Kurt Cobain, well, he was still alive, said that doesn't mean anything. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't have a fixed meaning.
okay.
It can really mean something. Everything means something, but it means something in a very abstract sense. It doesn't mean anything literally.
Okay.
Or you gonna dispute that?
Okay, we go to the next song. I think you know, none of our minds are going to be changed about Smells Like Teen Spirit. None of our minds.
Matthew
Especially
listens to it more than me, though.
Ben,
Yeah.
what's your most overrated song? Or one you're wanting to discuss?
Imagine there's no heaven.
Oh, to do.
Oh.
Song's piano playing is good, and like the sentiment, I guess, is well intentioned.
It's kind of an empty sentiment, you know. It's well, you know, war's not going to end because we just imagine. You know,
Does
it really? It's well intentioned, but does it really say anything?
He doesn't like the concept of religion.
Yeah, but what does it say? Does it really give us any sort of help or hope of ending like the Vietnam War or anything like that? No, it really doesn't.
It's not a meaningless song, and it's maybe not as insipid as some people have accused it of being.
What it is.
It is a useless song.
People say this is the greatest song of all time, and it's like it's not even the best song on its album. Oh Yoko is a better song than it.
It's not even the
Jealous Guy's better. Oh Yoko's better. Give Me Some Truth is better.
Power to the People is better.
Power to the People is better. Instant Calm is better.
Give Peace a Chance is better.
Peace a Chance is better.
Come on.
I just number one do not agree with the thesis that religion is definitely not the main driver of the Vietnam War, or even like the significant thing causing war. It is a weirdly matched song to its theme. Like if he wrote it after 9/11, it might have made some sense. But he was dead then.
I'm not a great. You know, I'm a lot more skeptical of religion, honestly, similar to how John Lennon was. But you know, I gotta agree to some degree. It's just a useless sentiment. It really is just some sort of cotton candy ball of sort of words. Really, you know, you could. Imagine, you can imagine all you wish, dude, but like it's not gonna get you anywhere.
I mean, it was still kind of edgy at the time,
and it's certainly not.
It's
certainly not the greatest song of all time. It is not.
John Lennon did do real advocacy and stuff. So but like at the same time, this song is not a perfect encapsulation of that. It doesn't really match what it's actually. It's like I hate religion.
Oh my God! You're like
causing the Vietnam War. No, obviously it's not. What the hell are you talking about?
You're basically just being Bill Maher.
I disagree.
John Lennon is basically Bill Maher on religion.
Like, I want to disagree with you. I don't think the song is solely about just not liking religion.
Well, yeah, it also has communism in it.
Oh man. Just a lot of my favorite things, basically.
Wishful thinking, but there's no practicality to it at all.
Imagine sucks. Can we?
Imagine sucks.
Yeah.
It's alright on its own, but it's been hyped up so much. Like people say it's the best song of all time. It's nowhere close. Dancing in the Moonlight's a better song than it.
Dancing in the Moonlight is a better song than Imagine.
Yeah.
He also has like the weakest post-Beatles career. Well, one of the weaker ones.
No, Windows definitely had the weakest post-Beatles career.
Yeah, that's true.
It depends on if we're talking about like the best of his songs or like holistic. Like obviously, Paul has had a lot longer one than John has had.
Paul is basically
and John obviously had his period where he was retired there in the late 70s.
I just realized something. Paul McCartney is the Dave Grohl of the 60s and 70s.
Wow, you like Paul McCartney's solo better than you like the Beatles?
Wait, no, he's in two successful bands.
Oh, yeah.
And he's a beloved figure.
Yeah, well, Dave Grohl makes no hiding his sort of inspirations on his sleeve. Have you saw that video, Matthew, of him and Jeff Lynne from Electric Orchestra singing "Hey Bulldog" together for Paul and Ringo?
No, I haven't.
That's a great video. I'll send that to you later.
I would also recommend Dave Grohl playing Band on the Run in like the White House.
All I'm gonna say about this is like Paul's career was kind of inconsistent though. There's some really banger albums of his, and then there was some not.
All I have to say is Mumbo from Wildlife, like the full song of the album, is honestly one of the worst things I've ever heard.
Also, Paul did a better Christmas song than
No,
John. So.
no. John's Christmas song's better.
No.
It's a lot better song than One for Christmas Time.
No, Wonderful Christmas Time fits the spirit of Christmas than whatever John's.
It matches the spirit of Weka, maybe. I'm Wonderful Christmas Time.
I will not take this malarkey.
Merry Christmas War is over. To some degree, explores very well the sort of dichotomy between people celebrating and having a holiday, and not necessarily saying that's a bad thing, but also just pointing out and I guess exploring the dichotomy of that going on at the same time as other bad things like death and killing going on in the world at the same time.
But it's not against the Christmas, though. It's
not against the holiday. It's not against the celebration either. It is perfectly balanced. It is ever applicable. There has not been a day since its release that it has not been applicable.
Also, what have you done? That's a question aimed by John at John. And also at you, but at John. And once again, let us know that Yoko Ono's child was missing at that time, and they had spent a lot of time looking for her.
Also, Paul McCartney was probably a better dad than John Lennon.
Well, yeah, I'm not disputing that.
I mean, even Julian Lennon says that Paul McCartney was a better dad to him than John Lennon was, as sad as that is.
Yes.
But Wonderful Christmas Time mostly just sounds like I don't know, like Weka or something.
I like the backing on Merry Christmas War's ever better as well. It's just a bit more, I guess, tangible in a way.
Okay. Alright, what's the next song?
Alright, I'm gonna go now. Now, first of all, before I go on to what my real pick is, I am going to send a special message to my man Brian Wilson here. Be My Baby is not the greatest song of all time. It's not really an overrated song in general, but Brian, if you're listening to this, you overrate it just a tad bit. Just a tad bit. For my next song, though, I'm going to list Brown Sugar by the Rolling Stones. And I'm going to say, it's not just because it's racially problematic, but it is. But it's not just because of that. I never really understood exactly why people thought it was like one of their best songs, because there are a lot more of those songs that are more catchy or more memorable than it. Even of their problematic-ish songs, I think Under My Thumb is a lot better song. I understand the appeal of it. It sounds good. Brown Sugar doesn't necessarily sound bad. It's a decent-ish album track, but I never understood really what made it like single material exactly.
I guess we can move on to my next overrated song.
Wait, I got mine.
Okay, Matthew, you can do first.
Alright, the next overrated list song. I'm gonna go. This is a bold one. This is a really bold one, so hold on to your butts. Hey Jude by the Beatles.
Okay, that's a song that's slightly overrated, but it's like still a great song.
I'm gonna be honest, it's maybe slightly overrated, but I'd say the most overrated Beatles song is probably Something, although that's just probably because people say...
What?
People say it's the best George song, and I like While My Guitar Gently Weeps and Here Comes the Sun both a lot better than it. It's still a great song. It's still like an S-tier song. It's not overrated by that much, but I'd say it's the most overrated Beatles song. Hey Jude, It's maybe a little bit overrated. Like, I'm gonna be honest, this used to not be true, but these days, I do find myself preferring Revolution, the B-side, a bit more.
Yeah, Revolution is a way better song than. Well, not way better. I prefer it. I prefer it over Hey Jude.
It's a bit medial, but you know, you gotta say Hey Jude Revolution, that's one of the greatest singles ever released, second only probably to, like, Penny Lane and Strawberry Fields, so everyone maybe, like, Fortunate Son and Down on the Corner. Like, it's one of those, like, top 3 singles ever released.
Alright, go.
Okay. I don't think Hey Jude. I mean, Hey Jude once again kind of feels like Teen Spirit, like slightly overrated, but like, yeah, it's overrated relative to some other Battle Beatles songs like "While My Guitar Gently Weeps," but it's not like massively overrated, and it's not the type of song I'm including on my list because it's still like a 10.
Yeah.
While My Guitar Gently Weeps is one of the songs of all time, you know, one of the greatest ones.
Next on my list, though, is Under My Thumb.
Oh.
It was not previously in this position, but I moved it.
Oof. Under My Thumb, it's problematic.
It's also pretty simple and whatnot, and it's being overrated by Christopher.
It's catchy compared to, like, it has more of a melodic element to it. And it's better sung, I feel, than, like, Brown Sugar. Like, Ben, can you really disagree with me that it's better than Brown Sugar?
Oh, it is better than Brown Sugar, okay. But we already did Brown Sugar.
Yeah, but see, I think Under My Thumb's a pretty good song. It's not as good as, like, Painted Black or Ruby Tuesday. Or...
It's pretty bad.
No, it's not.
Catchy, but
Are you sure you don't forget Stupid Girl?
That was also pretty bad.
That one I agree is kind of bad, but... Kinda, but...
Cat Sketch. That's also pretty bad.
You mean Stray Cat Blues?
Oh yeah, Stray Cat, that's the name.
I don't know what Cat Scratch is.
I don't know, I know, you know what I mean.
That's
yeah, bad. That's
not of Stupid Girl, Stray Cat Blues, and then Brown Sugar and Under My Thumb. My favorite's Under My Thumb, then probably Stray Cat Blues, just because I think it's, like, just musically, like, lyrically, obviously, they're all kind of bad. Musically, I feel like it's the next best, and then, Brown Sugar, and then, Stupid Girl.
Anyway, yeah. Now it's time for you, Christopher.
Yeah. I'm going to throw out a bold take here. This is a song that's alright, but I've heard it on the radio so many times that people act like this is one of his greatest songs, and it's not. I'm going to throw it out here. It's Elton John. I mean, he has 2 songs that I'm going to say are overrated. I'm going to list them off. The more, I think one we can all probably more agree on is Candle in the Wind. But the one I actually want to throw out here that's really overrated is Tiny Dancer.
That was my pick! My pick!
You're a true king, Matthew? You agree with me?
Yes, I wrote it down. I was like, yeah, Tiny Dancer is, like,
it gets annoying after a while. It's alright, but it's
too long. It's too long of a song.
In Mad Hattles is a better song than it. The Greatest Discovery is a better song than it. Where to Now, St. Peter is a better song than it. Leave On's a better song than it. Madman Across the Wall is a better song than it. All the Girls Love Alice is probably a better song than it. Grey Still's a better song than it. Take Me to the Pilot, Border Song, Born Down the Mission. All greater songs than it. Mill Ticket may well be a greater song than it. And honestly, I'm going to say, Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me. That's probably overrated as well. Not as much as Candle in the Wind or Tiny Dancer, though, but I never, like, I kind of understand why Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me was considered, like, this great thing at the time. It just seems kind of redundant now, a year later we got Someone Saved My Life Tonight, which is just such a much better kind of thing on kind of the same theme. But Candle in the Wind, he plays it every time, like, someone dies. And it was always kind of a meaningful, kind of empty metaphor to begin with. And also Marilyn Monroe. I mean, honestly, who gives a fuck about her anymore?
Wow.
And, yeah, I know. I'm not, see, I'm Gen Z, I'm not some, boomer or whatever who's hung up on some actor or actress who died, over 50 years ago. Because, quite simply, people do die. after Marilyn Monroe, we've had, people who, honestly, I would consider more talented than her, like Jimi Hendrix, who have died young as well. And I just, it was always this fixation. And honestly, this fixation a lot of people have on her is honestly a little bit creepy in terms of, it's always something a little bit, I think, uncomfortably sexual and, like, stalkery about it. The original What You Can Win hyped it up too much. Then, of course, there's The Candle Win 1997. That's even worse. It's about Diana. I never really understood why anyone cared about Princess Diana. The British monarchy is kind of stupid. It's just kind of tabloid fodder. And, honestly, they should probably be gotten rid of. And the Proclaimers agree with me on this. And we didn't need Elton recycling a song. Because, like, even if you're a Diana fan, even if you like Diana, even if you really stand Princess Diana, then honestly it's gotta be kind of insulting that you die, and everyone makes out your death to be the most important thing, but, Elton can't even be bothered to write a new song. He's just gonna recycle a little bit of Marilyn Monroe. It's kind of insulting if you think about it. Like, even if you're somebody who actually, for some reason, thinks Princess Diana was an important figure, and, she was a real person, she died more recently than Marilyn Monroe. So, it is fair, her death was important, I guess. Honestly, considering it interacted with British politics to a degree, it was arguably, I think, more important than Marilyn Monroe's death. But, like, the guy, he couldn't even be bothered to write a new song for it. It's kind of insulting, honestly. Like, if I was, one of her fans.
Someone saved Elton from making another song.
Elton, he's put out plenty of great songs. I listened to some of them all. Once again, there's a lot of great, like, deep cuts. Graceful, Blue Sly, Baby and Me, I guess I probably shouldn't say the name of that song. Melissa's Manhattans, Honky Cat, The Greatest Discovery, The King Must Die, Man Hustle, Leave On, Water and Peaches. I love Water and Peaches. Water and Peaches is a great song. The man's given us a lot of great stuff at that time period. Road to Now, St. Peter. That's a great song. It's a really underrated Elton song. The problem is, some of these Elton songs just get overrated. They blow up and then they're just,
Anyway, Quibble just spit a bunch of facts about both Candle in the Wind, about Tiny Dancer, about the Bush monarchy. Marilyn Monroe was at least some entertaining and some like it hot.
I'm not saying she was a bad actress.
I have not seen some like it.
I'm not saying she was a bad actress, because I don't think she was. She's alright. And, if someone had written a song about her like that in, like, the 60s, that was one thing. But, the fact that, and Elton, even in the 70s, him and Bonnie Toppin, it was fine. I guess probably. But, first of all, it never needed to be a single. It never needed to be anything more than an album track. And then, of course, you have then it coming back, and obviously the Princess Diana version was a thing. It wasn't about Marilyn, but then it comes back, and to this day people are fixated in a kind of a honestly kind of creepy, somewhat pervy way on Marilyn Monroe.
I agree. Though she did sexualize herself and stuff in a
well, that was within her right to do.
Yeah, I mean,
but she's dead, and also there's a lot of there's also a lot of. And even Candle of the Wind, the song points this out to some degree. There's a lot of fetishization about the way she was found dead.
Yeah,
even Elton and Bonnie Toppin recognize that. They point that out kind of in the song. And honestly, the song honestly kind of points it out to some degree. So maybe I'm being a little too rough on it. Maybe it does have a little bit more to it than just kind of meaninglessness. But ultimately, the metaphor... You lived your life like a candle, and what's that mean? You got snuffed out? Well, okay, fail, but, so does anyone who dies young. Well, so does anyone who dies, really. I mean, I could go out, I could walk into the street, I could get hit by a car, and I would have been snuffed out, but Elton wouldn't write a song for me. Or would he? Who knows? In fact, if I told him, if someone told him I died when recording this video, in which I'm bashing him, God knows what he'd do. But the man's given us some great songs and a very long career. Kiss the Bride, there's another Elton song I like that's better than Tiny Dancer, probably.
Philadelphia Freedom is better than Tiny Dancer.
Philadelphia Freedom is my mother's favorite Elton song. It's better, yeah, it is better. Most of Elton songs are better than Candle in the Wind and Tiny Dancer. Tiny Dancer it's just a little bit better than Candle in the Wind, but it's been beaten to death like a dead horse. It's just, it's overplayed. It's still pretty good, but it's overrated, especially in his discography.
I agree.
I think I agree with basically all that was said. I guess we're back to Matthew now.
Yes.
Alright, Matthew, what's your next song?
Alright, my next song, this is a big one. This is from Chris's favorite bands of all time. I'm going to say Mr. Blue Sky is ELO's most overrated song.
It's maybe overrated. It's a great song, but honestly,
it is a great song, but it's over.
It's a great song, but honestly, I'm not so sure I don't like Sweet Talking Woman from the same album better. In general, I think that album is... People act like it's their best album. I think the three people sing it all better. It has some pacing issues. Mr. Blue Sky, I think, is a great song. It was a great single. I do think I like Sweet Talking Woman better. And people do talk about Mr. Blue Sky. It's been a little overexposed, but people talk about it more than they talk about, like, It's Over, or even Torn to Stone, or Sweet Talking Woman, as I mentioned, which I feel like isn't fair, because all those songs, I'd say, are great and pretty close in quality. And then the songs of the previous albums, I honestly think are better than Mr. Blue Sky. Can't Get Out of My Head, that's one of the greatest songs of all time. Better than Mr. Blue Sky. El Dorado, or the ending song on El Dorado finale is maybe a better song than Mr. Blue Sky, I'm not sure. The several songs from Face and Music, I'd say, or at least as good, if not better than Mr. Blue Sky. God, of course, Evil Woman, that's a great one. Strange Magic, I'd say I probably like it a little bit less than Mr. Blue Sky. Night Rider, Pokeovers don't get talked about enough. Waterfalls even doesn't get talked about enough. I'm not necessarily saying these songs are better than Mr. Blue Sky, but Mr. Blue Sky, the media acts to some degree like it's the Electric Light Orchestra song. The Electric Orchestra had a lot of amazing songs. They had Tightrope, then on A New World Record, Telephone Line. Yep. You have a lot of great stuff in their Living Thing, which is usually one you see exposed, I guess, in the media the second most. But, there's a lot of songs of a really high watermark there. And Mr. Blue Sky is just one of many that meet this very high watermark of just, like, perfection, musical kind of, sort of symphonic rock perfection. And I just find it weird that, I guess it's kind of a happy one, and I guess that's why they've singled out on it. There's a lot more that deserve a lot more of a chance from the media that, they give Mr. Blue Sky, but they don't give Night Rider, they don't give Tightrope, they don't give Twilight, they don't give Secret Messages even, although I don't feel like necessarily all those songs are as good as Mr. Blue Sky, although honestly I like Twilight better than Mr. Blue Sky too. But they don't give it to Can't Get Out of My Head. They don't give it to any of that stuff. And,
I think 538 Orchestra Overture is better than Mr. Blue Sky.
It might well be. They don't...
Which was actually their first song they've ever did.
Yeah, the first song of their first album. Unfortunately, I think only ELO album I'm missing right now, though I currently have only a loose record of Discovery 9.
Shine a Little Love is better than Mr. Blue Sky.
I'm not sure I agree there, but I agree that it should be more well-known on a similar level. Last Train to London, Shine a Little Love, Confusion even, Don't Bring Me Down, although that's a pretty well-known song too. They aren't given the spotlight as much as they deserve, because for some reason they just let Mr. Blue Sky hog it all. Still, if I was to list the most overrated ELO song, I'd honestly put Wild West Hero. I do not understand why it's on like all of your greatest hits compilations, because I always found it to be kind of alright. Ben.
Here's what I was gonna say about Mr. Blue Sky. It's an excellent song. Is it overrated relative to the catalog of ELO? Yeah. Next for my overrated songs is Sweet Child of Mine.
Oh damn, you knew I was gonna bring this up.
Oh, sweet. November Rain is better. It's
November Rain
is an okay song.
November Rain.
Wait a minute. Sweet Child of Mine. That's their best. That's the best Guns N' Roses.
No, November Rain is the best Guns N' Roses song.
No,
that's true. Now, Sweet Child of Mine's the second best Guns N' Roses song, but it is overplayed. It's overrated. And the ending part with like Where Do We Go? I honestly don't care for that part. I do like the opening quite a bit though. I personally think the most overrated Guns N' Roses song though is Paradise City, which in my opinion isn't even really a good song. Like Sweet Child of Mine's a good song. It's just a really overrated song. Paradise City, that's not a good song in my opinion.
It's just a beautiful sounding song. Just like.
That's.
You got a smile that seems to me.
Yeah, that's a great Polka Bangle. I've kind of come around on it to some degree. It took me a long time to warm up. It is overrated, but I do like it. It took me a while to warm up to it. And in Paradise City, I don't know, maybe it's not a bad song, but it's like at best a 6 out of 10, probably like a 5 out of 10. It's the most overrated Guns N' Roses song if you ask me, actually not Sweet Child of Mine. I just want to say Sweet Child of Mine, I don't care that much for the ending of it. The opening of it though, it is great. Like, I understand, it and why it, people act this way about it at least. And it is still, like, a good song that came out in what was a relatively weak era in music.
Honestly, some of my favorite eras of rock is that hard rock, heavy metal, glam metal, like Guns N' Roses and Def Leppard, maybe.
I don't like Def Leppard.
I mean, I've listened to that one, their famous album, and that was good. But like that type of era of rock music, I just have a dumb, sweet look on my face, like this is rock music.
I've never really personally cared for Def Leppard. I don't think the guy from Def Leppard can sing. I'm going to be honest, I haven't bothered to learn his name, the vocalist from Def Leppard. They're playing... I guess I don't have a great opinion of either. The songwriting, I don't have really a great opinion of either. Pour Some Sugar on Me, honestly, I am going to say out here and say it's not a good song. It's overrated.
Not even when Tom Cruise sang it in that one movie?
I don't remember that. Tom Cruise is one of the most overrated actors of all time, so it's a match made in heaven in terms of overratedness.
Alright, what's your next song, Chris?
Alright. My next song is one of the worst songs of all time, in my personal opinion. I think Ben already knows, and because I've said this before, and honestly I think you know too, because I know you've commented on me not liking this song before as well. My Sharona is one of the most annoying songs of all time. It's the best-selling song the year it came out. Now, it's not necessarily, I wouldn't say, overrated by critics, but like, a lot of people now buy that, and it is horrible. It's a horrible song. I hate it so much. Dude, like, I can't even articulate how much this song, like, and also it's kind of problematic, but lyrically, but like musically, it's just it's annoying and like chittery and it's annoying. It's abrasive. It's obnoxious.
Wait, what song are we talking about again?
My Sharona.
Oh, My Sharona, yeah.
It's horrible.
I couldn't
My
pick out.
Sharona.
No, don't do that, Matthew.
My Corona.
Ah, yes, the Thaddeus Mozek version of My Sharona.
My Corona. All right, can I get mine?
Honestly,
Can I
My
get mine?
Sharona was so bad. Tad's version was honestly, like, despite being some dumb parody version, it is honestly an improvement. Because, you can't go any worse than that.
Yeah. Can I get mine?
Yeah.
It's tricky.
Go ahead, Matthew.
Okay, so since we were talking about Guns N' Roses, I think the most overrated Guns N' Roses song is "Welcome to the Jungle."
That's a good
Welcome
point.
to the Jungle is built in Paradise City.
Maybe,
That's a pretty good
but
song.
it's overplayed. Like,
It's
if you give me the
overplayed,
choice,
maybe, but it's a pretty good song.
oh man, I got another one, but I have to wait.
I mean, if you really want to go, you can.
Yeah, I'll go again. So another one, I'm gonna say "Back in Black" by AC/DC is their most
I had that on
overrated
my
song.
list. I had that on my list too, Matthew.
As someone who is I wouldn't even say a big AC/DC fan, but I know a couple of their songs.
You like AC/DC better than me and Ben do, and I had that on my list.
Yeah, there are plenty of great songs. "Highway to Hell," "You Shook Me All Night Long."
You Shook Me All Night Long. I personally like Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap.
Yep.
Pretty well.
Yep.
An older AC/DC song. I like, I guess, Well Enough for Those About to Walk, We Salute You.
Yeah. "Thunderstruck," "Money Talks."
Yeah, Thunderstruck, that's another Beatles song in Back in Black. Back in Black isn't necessarily a bad song, but AC/DC...
It's overrated.
AC/DC in general, I'd say, is somewhat overrated.
Yeah,
And
I
of
would
those
agree.
songs, Back in Black is the most overrated.
Yeah. "Shoot to Thrill" is way better than Back in Black,
I know Shoot to
But-
Thrill is one of your favorite songs, Matthew.
It is. It's a fantastic song. Featured in both Iron Man 2 and the first Avengers movie. But there you go. "Back in Black." Good song, but, it's like lower of the AC/DC songs I put on repeat.
Yeah.
My next song is "Like a Virgin."
Ooh.
Like a Virgin, I'm going to go out and say, I'm pretty sure at least of me and Ben, I don't know Matthew's opinions on Madonna. I clearly have a much more positive opinion of her music than Ben does, but I've never really cared for Like a Virgin. Like a Prayer...
Yeah, me neither.
Like a Prayer was better.
I agree.
Madonna songs are like a something. Like a Prayer was better.
Yeah, I'm not really a fan of
Anything else you want to say, Ben?
Like a Prayer and Material Girl are also overrated.
I like Material Girl. And Like a Prayer.
I
I would say
I would prefer
Like a
Material Girl than Like a Virgin.
Like a Prayer... Is it overrated? Yeah, probably. All of Madonna's songs are probably overrated to some degree. But I do like a Prayer well enough. I like Material Girl probably better than both of those. I like some of the other songs too, like Get Into the Groove and Cherish.
Oh, I love Getting Into the Groove. That's
Get
like
Into
my
the Groove-
favorite
yeah, Get Into the
Madonna.
Groove's a good song. Problem with me for Madonna has been after Like a Prayer, after like 1989. She only put out like one good song after that, and I'm trying to remember the name of that. It's the one where it's like any other day I wouldn't be able to remember this. It's I think Way of Light's the name of it, but it's not the album. It's the song. If you ask me, that's the only good song Madonna ever put out after 1989. A lot of people say that a lot of people liked Frozen from the Way of Light album in 1998. I've heard it. It's just kind of meh. The only really Madonna song I like that isn't an 80s Madonna song is Way of Light. The song. Other than that, basically I'd say any of Madonna's songs from the 90s, especially something like Justify My Love. I'd say, overrated. Vogue is okay, I guess, but... Like Madonna songs...
Chris, are you saying that American Life isn't a great Madonna album?
I haven't listened to the full album, but is that one where she's like, is that one from like 2000?
Yeah, the one in 2003, around that era.
Oh yeah, no, I haven't even bothered to listen now. I'm gonna be honest.
No, no worries.
I like some of her songs. I like I don't like a Vulture really that much, but I do like a Prayer. I like Cherish. I like Get in the Groove. Open Your Heart's alright, I guess. I like Material Girl pretty well. But I don't. But then for 90s stuff, the only song I'd like is Way of Light, the song, not the album. And as I said, even then, there was better stuff out there than it. But, you know, I still think it's pretty good. And, or at least 80s Madonna is better than anyone that ever really tried to follow up and imitate her, whether it be like Janet Jackson or Britney Spears or anyone like that. Paul Abdul or whatever.
Paul Abdul.
Paul Abdul moment. But honestly, I like Paul Abdul better than I like Janet Jackson or Britney Spears. Gotta be honest.
It's kind of bold. It's kind of bold. Are you Justin Timberlake, Chris? Are you Justin Timberlake?
Nah, I don't like Justin Timberlake either.
All right, can I do mine?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna do this. This is probably my favorite solo artist of all time, but I would say that "Superstition" by Stevie Wonder is his most overrated song.
No, it isn't. That's a great song. I love that song.
No,
like So Duke is better, but and
I love So
Duke's his best song.
That's very. That's a bold one, but I wouldn't begrudging you by saying that.
So Duke is his best song. But then after that, it's Superstition's probably my favorite Stevie Wonder song after So Duke. But you know, you also have other stuff like I Wish up there. Knocks Me Off My Feet, of course. Some of those songs, Living for the City. And whatever. But Superstition is a good song. It's got a good kind of high concept song. It's about superstition, and he really, I think, explores and shows off the I guess superstition, like the theme, very well. Very good thing going on there. What do you think, Ben?
I mean, I think Superstition is an excellent song. I mean, is it overrated relative to Stevie Wonder's catalog? Yeah. Is this a common theme with Matthew's picks?
It's like his second best song.
Do I think it's overrated altogether? No, not really.
It's his second best song after So Duke.
It's an excellent song. Anyway, I guess it's my turn now.
Yes, it's your turn.
I am picking China God by David Bowie.
Yeah, honestly, I like Modern Love and Let's Dance both better than it.
Let's dance.
Put on your red shoes and dance.
Put on your red shoes and dance the blues.
Because my love for you would break my heart in two.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a fine song.
Let's Dance just isn't that great of an album, and people, you see a lot of people who don't even like Let's Dance, the album, and that style Bowie's going for, be like, oh, the greatest song from it's China Gone, that's the best thing Bowie did in the 80s, that's one of the best Bowie songs ever, and what if, it's got some, I guess, alright guitar work, you know, one of Stevie Ray Vaughan's, I guess, earliest kind of showcases, but Let's Dance, Modern Love, I both think are better. China Gone has got so lyrics, I'd say. Some people act like it's genius, like genius lyrics. No, not genius lyrics, the website, but they act like it's like lyrically like amazing. It's not. It's not a bad song, but it's a solid maybe 6 or 7 out of 10.
Oh yeah. Wait, no. I was thinking something, but I was like, nah.
Yeah, no. Credible is your turn now.
Oh. Yes, okay. It's my turn. I am going to go with Tainted Love by Soft Cell. And I'm also going to, as a side note, include Where Did All Love Go by the Supremes, which is honestly, in my opinion, one of their weakest songs. and is also obviously featured in Tainted Love by Soft Cell, which is honestly kind of an annoying kind of... Part of it's I've heard it too many times. Also, the guy who sings it, I think his name's like Mark or something, he can't sing. He can't sing for shit.
What are you talking about?
He can't.
Sometimes I feel I got to run away. I got to. Come on,
The composition, now, it is a cover, but I'm not going to say the composition is necessarily bad. I'm not going to say the production is necessarily bad. I'm not going to even say it's exactly a bad song, but it gets annoying after you hear it too many times. And also, the guy can't sing. I'm not saying that the way they Soft Cell reinterpreted the song was necessarily bad. You know, it stands out more than the original. I mean, I'll agree there, much in the same way as, like, Naked Eyes is always something that'll remind me. But it's overrated. It's not, like, a very good song. It's just, it's so-so. It's a so-so 80s song.
Alright, my turn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, ooh. Again. Oh, wait a minute. I'm gonna get another big one. Can I get two? Can I have the permission to say two?
Yes. Go for it.
Alright, so... Okay, these two people. One of them is a band, one of them is an artist. One of my favorites. I love their work. But I will say... Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen is their most overrated song.
It's overrated.
You know, it's
overrated, Matthew, compared to some of the other discography. There are songs out there that honestly I think deserve, to some degree, a greater light sort of being shown on them. She Makes Me, Stormtrooper and Stilettos, for instance, is one of my favorite Queen songs. Spread Your Wings, that wasn't even a single. That's one of my favorite Queen songs. Long Away, or whatever the name of that song is. Like, that's a great song. It's one of my favorite Queen songs.
I would say it's not even the best song from that album. Night of the Opera. I think I can name at least two songs. I think You're My Best Friend and Love of My Life are way better than Bohemian Rhapsody.
My lover at one point was claiming that Love of My Life was the best Queen song. But yeah,
but there's just... Sorry.
It's a bit overplayed. It's a really, really good song. Like, it may well be a 10 out of 10 song. But
it is.
To me, it's the same sort of story as you get with what we were talking about from Mr. Blue Sky. She Makes Me, Stormtrooper and Stilettos. You know, that's one of the best songs that I think, you know, really needs it. You know, Long Away, You and I Both, I really like those songs. Especially Long Away, I think needs more recognition than it gets. Somebody to Love, honestly, is probably better than Bohemian Rhapsody.
It is better
than
that's honestly their best song.
We Are the Champions is, I think, probably better than Bohemian Rhapsody. Spread Your Wings, as I said, that's one of my favorite Queen songs. That is better, I'd say, than Bohemian Rhapsody.
I would say Don't Stop Me Now is better than...
Yeah, will be as well. Obviously, Under Pressure gets a lot of hype. It's a good one, too. Those, Bohemian Rhapsody belongs to this, like, high, tier of just music and classic rock in general, and that's why people place it on this pedestal. But if you dive into Queen's discography, there is stuff that can stand alongside or even above it. Kind of in the same way as we were talking about with ELO and Mr. Blue Sky. I still think, though, based off of the ranking I give my songs in my album review videos, and I haven't reviewed Night of the Opera yet, at least as of filming this, and I don't think I will have as of releasing this either, but I haven't ranked it, but Bohemian Rhapsody I would give 10. Now, rating system's been a bit of a point of contention between me and Ben. He has a different rating system he uses. He's occasionally mentioned in these videos as well. I deliberately have mine cap out a little bit early. Well, there's actually some variance in 10, but, basically I think all of the songs I just listed are Queens. I said well, on the same level above it. They're all 10s. Some of them are better 10s than others, but they're all above a 9, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, my second one.
Yeah.
He's one of my biggest musical heroes, basically. There's like two...
Michael Jackson.
Wait, don't spoil it. That's another one.
He was going to be next on my list, too. Go on.
Okay. Prince. I love Prince.
Prince?
Lately, I've been on a Prince craze, you know. But Purple Rain is his most overrated song.
I will say, I'm not sure I'd say Purple Rain's overrated. Maybe just a tiny bit. I personally, and Ben will tell you this, I'd say, honestly, some of the other songs, like 1999's more overrated than Purple Rain. I will say Purple Rain I do not think is the best Prince song. I think the best...
Yeah, they're better Prince songs.
I think the best Prince song is Little Red Corvette.
Okay. It's not even the best song from that album, you know, from the Purple Rain album.
I honestly don't agree with you there. I do think it is. Like the guitar in the end, you know, like, that's great.
Yeah, okay. But
still, I think Little Red Corvette's the best Prince song.
Yeah, they're like a lot of like his big run from like his first album to like I think Sign of the Times, which is his peak, had like better songs than Purple Rain.
Little Red Corvette. People don't agree with me, but I think it's his best.
I would say it's better than Purple Rain.
A lot of people think 1999 is better than Little Red Corvette, and I just whenever they say that, I'm just like, huh?
It's me. I think that.
You're cringe.
You're the person.
You're cringe, Ben.
I pulled 1999 in short, which makes it godly.
Yes. All right, what's yours, Ben?
I think the next song I'm going to do is I Put a Spell on You by CCR.
That's a great song, and that's not even very highly rated of a song.
It's overrated.
I'll put a spell on you.
Because you're mine.
Here, I'll do a more non-Christopher oriented one. Roxanne by The Police.
I disagree.
There are better songs by them, especially later on, but it's a good song.
I just don't like Roxanne that much. It's like not a horrible song or anything.
Wait, so you would have a problem with my mom then, Ben, because she loves that song.
I like a lot of Police songs.
That's something about your novel.
So what you're saying, Ben, you would have a problem if you met my mom when Roxanne plays and she rocks out, and you would have a look of disgust.
Set your calendar, Matthew.
No, I don't hate that song. I mean, it's a fine song.
I would say
it's relatively weak. One of those songs for their heads.
I think "Message in a Bottle" is more overrated than Roxanne.
"Message in a Bottle" is the best song. It's a banger.
I guess it's a good one. I love
"Message in a Bottle" first, and then it's like, what is it next? "Wrapped Around Your Finger" or like "Synchronicity 2"?
Yeah,
like, honestly, of those songs, the one that's most overrated is "Every Breath You Take," just because of how highly rated
I would agree with that.
Synchronicity 2 and "Wrapped Around Your Finger," and honestly, "King of Pain," I'd say are all probably better than "Every Breath You." Well, maybe not "King of Pain," I'm not sure, but like honestly, like, and you know, like "Message in a Bottle" is better than "Every Breath You Take" as well. Let's not say "Every Breath You Take's a bad song" because it's great, but
yeah.
I'm gonna be honest though, Roxanne. You know, imagine this. Matthew,
imagine there's.
Picture yourself on a boat on a river.
Okay.
And Roxanne is playing.
Okay.
Now, erase all that from your mind, and now picture yourself driving at night.
Okay.
Past kind of a suburban little area. You pass a church, you pass a burger joint, you pass all this stuff, and you're just walking out to the radio playing Roxanne.
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
That sounds amazing to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Picture yourself on a boat in the river with tangerine peaches
And
and marmalade
marmalade
sky. That song, we're not doing it. Anyway, it's Chris's song.
Lucy Must Have Diamonds is a great song.
It is a great song.
I love it. Okay, for my next song, I am going to list off There Is a Light That Never Goes Out by the Smiths. I don't think this is a bad song. It's a pretty good song, although it's kind of memey in a way. Its lyrics are a bit confusing. Not really confusing, but just kind of weird. There are better Smiths. People act like this is like some sort of magnum opus.
Yeah,
like
they're
the best
better.
song of the 80s. Well, there's better songs even by the Smiths.
I
agree.
agree.
This song, I like This Troubling Man better, and of course I like my favorite Smith song, Heaven Knows I'm Miserable Now. That's my favorite.
Oh my
Smith
god,
song.
I love that song!
That's my favorite Smith song, is Heaven Knows I'm Miserable Now. But I also like This Troubling Man better. I like, what was I gonna say? How Soon Is Now better. I honestly need probably do more of a deep dive, into the Smiths' discography than I have. We might want to consider doing an episode on them at some point, but yeah, no, of like the few Smith songs I listen to regularly, it's probably my least favorite of them. It's still a good song, but people act like it's like amazing. It's really not.
It's good, but there are better Smiths.
They have better stuff, like Heaven Knows I'm Miserable Now.
Exactly.
My favorite Smith song.
I was happy in the haze of a drunken hour, but heaven knows I'm miserable now. Beautiful.
It's wonderful.
Morrissey is a terrible person, but the Smiths are way better than The Cure.
Oh yeah, agreed. And that Heaven Knows I'm Miserable Now, it's also probably his best vocal performance he ever did. It's honestly may well be the best guitar work I've heard by Johnny Moore as well.
I would agree.
Yeah.
So, it's my turn?
Yeah.
Alright, let's get... Chris mentioned his name, and I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna say Michael Jackson's Billie Jean is the most overrated song he's done.
See, the way I see it, the song I had on my list to mention as the most overrated Michael Jackson song was actually Smooth Criminal, which I've never really understood.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good pick.
It's kind of a bad song. Like, Billie Jean,
Yeah.
I think Billie Jean is a good song, but it is overrated just because almost all of Michael Jackson, or at least his big songs, are overrated. Honestly, I'd say something like I Want You Back from Jackson 5 is overrated as well. But almost all of Michael Jackson's songs, I'd say, were probably overrated. But I will say Billie Jean is one of the better ones, along with like Man in the Mirror and maybe like Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. But like all of his big hits, including those ones I just named, are kind of overrated.
The Girl Is Mine is better than Billie Jean, honestly.
Billie Jean is a good song, but people act like it's some great, amazing
thing.
I agree. It's probably a 7 out of 10.
It's not top 5 of that album, I would say.
Although overrated Michael Jackson songs include Thriller and Bad.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Bad. Yeah, Bad. That's not really a good song. Evil, Smooth Criminal. That's not a good song. The Way You Make Me Feel, honestly, isn't a very good song. Evil.
But the best thing about Bad is it brought the Weird Al Yankovic song "Fat."
That's true. The Way You Make Me Feel.
But the fact that its own parody's better than it, I think, says that it's overrated.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson as a whole is kind of overrated.
Most of his songs are. Billie Jean's one I still consider a good song, though. Smooth Criminal.
It's good, but
Smooth Criminal I don't consider a good song. Thriller I'd consider probably not evil. Bad, no, I wouldn't consider that a good song. Like, Billie Jean, I think, is a good song. Some of those other ones, no, they aren't. That even
The Girl Is Mine is better than Billie Jean. I'll stand by it.
Alright, Ben, your turn.
Yes. I'm gonna go with Aqualung by Jeff Hotel. It's just
Okay.
overrated relative to Locomotive Breath.
It's an odd pick.
I have no opinion because I've not heard of this.
That album
his
is a
more
little bit...
scattered ones.
That album...
Only The Good Die Young, relative to Billy Joel's discography, is overrated.
That's true. That's fair. He has Beatles songs like Until the Night, Zanzibar, My Life. Honestly, I'd say, honestly, the album The Stranger by Billy Joel is overrated compared to 52nd Street. 52nd Street, I think, is a better album, personally. I literally skipped attending one of your graduations, Ben, to listen to 52nd Street by Billy Joel.
That's
actually disturbingly true. Very true.
I think I listened to Dark Side of the Moon that day as well while that was going on. I had enough time to listen to more than one album. But I didn't skip it to listen to Dark Side of the Moon. I skipped it to listen to 52nd Street.
And another song I would say is overrated is Runaway by Kanye West.
What? No.
Kanye West.
I would say another Kanye West song is more overrated than Runaway. Runaway is probably his best song he's ever did.
That's pretty overrated.
I'm gonna say this sounds very sacrilegious, but Jesus Walks is his most overrated.
Matthew hates Jesus confirmed?
Hey. I love Jesus, but that song it's okay. It's not my favorite of that album. But yeah, Jesus Walks is more overrated than Runaway.
Runaway is pretty overrated. I guess the piano playing on it, from what I remember, was good-ish, but it's just off the true Kanye songs, I guess. But I don't know. I mean, I just think it's overrated. Runaway, quite overrated. It's not very good.
Hey, I like running away from my problems, so...
Name a more iconic duo than Kanye West and being overrated. You can't.
Very true.
Alright, what's your pick, Chris?
Alright, for my next pick, I am going to do... Love Will Tear Us Apart. I can't make out anything other than the chorus of this song. It's just mumbling. It's just kind of slowed mumbling. The backing isn't really all that great either. The chorus really is just kind of standard. No one's gonna say anything.
I like that song.
I've not heard that song before, so...
It's not a very good song.
It's a pretty good song. But yeah, it's not like the best song of all time.
The vocal track on it really sounds like...
Okay. It's still a pretty good song.
It's kind of abrasive in a way. I'm going to do another one since we didn't generate much discussion from that. I am going to list off The Times They Are Changing by Bob Dylan. It's kind of similar to what we do with ELO and Queen, I guess. Although I think it's overrated compared to even like Rolling Stone or some of his other big hits. But there are also other songs I feel like that are better than both of those songs. I honestly feel like Rolling Stone's a little bit overrated as well. Because all Bob Dylan songs I'd say are better than both like a Rolling Stone and The Times They Are Changing, such as Love Minus Zero and Mr. Tambourine Man, Tombstone Blues, Second Mobile with the Memphis Blues again. Honestly, I probably like better than those two. Maybe not more than like a Rolling Stone, but definitely more than The Times They Are Changing. Blowing in the Wind, of course, is better than the Tangled Up in Blue. There are a lot of songs I like better than The Times They Are Changing. I understand, it was a 60s counterculture thing, and, it does sum it up pretty well, but at the same time, wasn't a part of the 60s counterculture, so, there's a lot
What would you have, though?
There's a lot of his songs I feel like are more timeless, like, Love Minus Zero, or She Belongs to Me, or Visions of Johanna, or Mr. Tambourine Man.
I just think Blowing in the Wind is a better, less blunt, more poetic
Blowing in the Wind, by being a bit less direct, manages to keep its applicability all these years later, whereas times are changing, and it still has some applicability. It's still a good song, but it's overrated in his discography.
All right, what mine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna give 2. I think I'm gonna give 2. So 1 is going to be Sympathy for the Devil by Rolling Stone. I think is overrated.
Fail.
It's a good song, though.
It's a good song, but that's fail. There were songs I like better than it. Ruby Tuesday. You Can't Always Get What You Want. Give Me Shelter, obviously. I will say Sympathy for the Devil is a better song than Brown Sugar.
I guess. And I'm gonna pick Wonderwall by Oasis. Is probably the most overrated song I've ever heard.
That's fair. Oasis is just a general is one of the most overrated bands. You know, so
I agree.
abrasive.
Like I tried so many times.
Wonderwall isn't a bad song necessarily. It's a pretty good one, but it's still as good as people make it out to be. It's just kind of it's like a 7, maybe an 8 out of 10, probably a 7 though. Which is still good on my ranking. It's still above a 6, which is also still good on my ranking. But it's
every time I listen to their discography, their albums, I'm just like, I can't do it. I cannot do it.
Liam Gallagher can't sing.
You know what I mean? Anything right here, right now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a pretty dumbass song.
The best Oasis song. It's way better than Wonderwall.
I mean, it's both a decent song and also a dumbass song. It's both simultaneously.
I mean, isn't that basically Oasis, a dumbass band?
I am. George Harrison Wonderwall is much better.
I would imagine if George Harrison did a version of Wonderwall, it'd be way better than the original Wonderwall.
I mean the George Harrison album Wonderwall, that Wonderwall the song's named after.
No, I still stand by it.
I literally have actually George Harrison Wonderwall. It's literally sitting in a crate right behind me right now.
George Harrison's such a legend.
Yes, indeed.
All right, you Ben, go.
I mostly ran out, but I mean, I still have Billets in the Material World. That's another.
Are you the Police hater?
No, I like the Police. Those are the Police songs I like.
You literally bashing Roxanne, and now you're bashing Expensive Material World, even though it isn't even really, I would say, as big of a name song as like Roxanne.
Okay, that's why I've drifted off till now. Fine song. It's just slightly overrated in my opinion. And here's a big one. Here's a big one. Thank You Next.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That's a very overrated song.
That and Seven Rings are her more overrated song.
Very overrated song.
I'm just not really a fan of that style of music in general, so.
So yes, overrated. I think we all agree. I'm out now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go next, and I'm gonna say one of the most overrated songs of all time. Honestly, I probably should have listed this off earlier on the video. Is Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah. The guy has better songs than it. Also, it's just kind of.
I would agree.
It's a dumb song.
I agree that Hallelujah by Leonard Cohen is overrated.
It's overrated, but it's still a pretty good song.
I think the one from Shrek is a better version of the song than.
I just don't like it in general. I'm not saying the guy hasn't written good songs, because he has, but Hallelujah isn't one of them.
There was. I remember when I first saw Shrek and I heard that, I'm like, man, this guy he almost sounds inebriated. When I was a kid, I was like, man, he doesn't sound right. But I agree. Ugh.
So, Matthew, do you have any more?
I'm almost running out dry. Almost. Bad Romance by Lady Gaga, I guess.
That's fair.
I think that's the last one I got.
That's fair.
That's a pretty decent song, but yeah, that's a pretty good song. But yeah, I mean,
I've got a few more personally. First of which is Moondance by Van Morrison. I like Brown Eyed Girl well enough, but I've never really understood the appeal of Moondance. It's like not a bad song, but it's just not like really like it's alright. It's maybe a 6 or 7 out of 10, but people act like it's this great thing, and I hear it and it's like, oh, this is alright. It's not annoying, but you know. I've never really understood the appeal of Moondance. What about you, Ben? Have you ever Ben?
Right here,
I don't feel very strongly about Moondance, no.
Yeah, see, that's just it. I don't understand why people get such strong feelings about Moondance. There are a couple other songs on my list. I'd say basically anything by Kiss is overrated. AC/DC's better. Hey Ya by Outkast. I feel like that's an overrated song.
Still a pretty good song, though.
Kind of annoying.
That's a very...
Just being a hater.
I like the Elevators song, you know, like Elevators Mean You, whatever the name of it is, by Outkast. I like that song.
It's weird, because that's more of a hip-hop song than Hey Ya, and you're not a hip-hop listener.
It's a better song, though. It's a straight-up a better song. I also want to list off a couple other ones. Dead or Alive by Bon Jovi. It's alright, but it's not great. Beverly Hills by Wheezer. That's just a straight up bad song. It is annoying. It is obnoxious. It is just terrible.
What's with these homies digging my girl? Why do they always front?
To be very part of my problem with Beverly Hills by Weasel is not the lead vocal or the instrumentation, the backing, the female guest vocalist, backing vocalist thing is so obnoxious. I don't want to ever hear it again.
Like who?
If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about, right, Matthew?
On Beverly Hills, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
I pulled that song. It wasn't that great. I agree.
You know what I mean?
I'll list a couple off again.
Sounds like
Heartache Tonight by the Eagles. It's alright, but I don't really understood.
Everything the Eagles is overrated to me.
My favorite Eagles song after Hotel California is Already Gone, which I feel like isn't as popular as picking like Desperado or Peaceful Easy Feeling. It was still a pretty popular song. Heartache Tonight, just in general, is one that I felt like is a little bit more overrated than the rest. To some degree, it's not a terrible song, but it's like 6 out of 10 at best, maybe 5. It's certainly not below the neutral point where it like crosses over into bad. It's just, it is what it is. I want to mention John Mellencamp here, specifically his songs Ain't That America and Heart So Good. I find both of those songs to be kind of annoying, honestly. Kind of meaningful as well. Heart So Good is, I guess, better than Ain't That America, because Ain't That America is kind of nothing burger of cliche. But Heart So Good's an incredibly cliched song as well. And speaking of cliches, I want to mention the Foreigner songs, Cold as Ice, Waiting for a Girl Like You, and Hot Blooded. All of the songs are just basically pure neutral songs. They're not particularly bad. They're not good. They're just kind of meh. But
I just feel Journey, Foreigner, Boston, and all that just sound the same.
I like Journey. I like generally Boston. I do not generally like Foreigner. Journey had Steve Perry. He was a great vocalist. They put out some really good songs like Mobile Father, Don't Stop Believing, Will in the Sky. That's absolute banger. One was like The Lights Go Out in the City. For some reason, I think the name of that song's just Lights. Any Way You Want It, That's the Way You Need It. It's a pretty good song. Open Arms, Faithfully. I've got quite a few Journey songs I like, so I'm not gonna include Journey
What songs did Foreigner do?
Feels Like the First Time, and I Want to Know What Love Is, which I'm not including.
Oh, okay, them. I was like, man, who were they? I don't remember.
But the songs I'm listing off here specific are Cold as Ice, Waiting for a Girl Like You, and Hot Blooded, all of which are kind of... Another song I want to list off is Because of the Night by Patti Smith, although it's actually written by Bruce Springsteen. Some rock critics from the 70s act like Patti Smith was like the second coming or something. I don't understand that. She's kind of dull, I guess. Like, she wasn't bad, but she's not really that exciting, is she?
You did put... I would recommend that one album she did. I forgot which one it was, but her most famous one.
Because the Night, yeah, I think it's on that album you're talking about. It's a pretty good song. But honestly, I feel like it would have been better if Bruce had sung it himself and not given it to her, because she really doesn't imbue it really with that, really any energy that he couldn't have, and he would have done more in the E Street Band, so really probably should have been on, Darkness on Vegetarian instead of, like, Racing in the Street or something. Most of Linda Ronstadt's big hits is mine. A lot of them are kind of anemic rock, in my opinion. Things like, You're No Good, or When Will I Be Loved, or whatever. A lot of kind of mopey, kind of... it's sort of like the female equivalent of Bread, except I generally like Bread. Like, I'm not saying she doesn't have some good songs. I'm not saying she can't sing either, because she can, but her choices of material are often poor, and also, or at least of these sort of kind of hits, they're kind of mopey and self-pitying, but also in some way that, oh, well, I just need a man to come along, or a better man, or if I didn't have a bad man, maybe I'd be a better, I just wish it was a bit more, confident, a bit more, honestly, upbeat in some ways, a bit more kind of outgoing in some ways. Like, Her version of Tumbling Dice is pretty good, but, like, these songs I'm talking about aren't particularly. Let's see, Running Up That Hill by Kate Bush, I used to be, like, someone who's advocating for it being, like, better recognized, but I do feel like it blew up a little bit too hard, and people now act like it's, like, the greatest song of all time, and it's not.
It's still a banger.
It is still a banger.
It's still a banger. I'll agree.
Kate Bush is a great artist.
Yeah,
Listen to her albums.
Yeah, You Don't Own Me by Leslie Gore never was a good song, and continues to not be a good song. Musically, it is just not interesting at all. The vocals on it are also very poor.
Wait, what song?
You Don't Own Me by Leslie Gore.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I don't disagree.
Yeah. And that's about it, honestly. So, there it is. Our list of the most overrated songs of all time. I'm Chris Buckle, and I've got Ben and Matthew here with me as our panelists. We've discussed a lot of things. I'm sure we've pissed off a bunch of people, so comment what you think of the most overrated songs, and if you, disagree with all picks, and I will see you all in the next video. Please comment, like, subscribe, whatever, and I hope you have a great rest of your day, everyone.
Britney Spears is overrated.
Something in the way.
This is actually gonna be the video.
Something in the way is the best Nirvana song.